Imagine, if you will, you found that house. You don't like it, you love it. But you want to be certain it's the right one for you. I mean, is it going to appraise? Are you going to qualify for the loan? What about the home inspection? How do you do all this? And what do you do? What if someone buys it before you fully check it out? And what would be worse? Missing out on the home that you think you really want while someone else just steps up and buys it while you're investigating everything, or you just, jump the gun and sign up to buy the house, and then you find out later there's something wrong. I mean, it has a bad foundation or something. What do you do? Well, I have good news for you. There's something called a contingency. Contingency is a noun for the adjective contingent, which means subject to, dependent on, or provided that a certain future event is met. So in my experience, people might get confused on the term contingency. I just think probably because it could mean different things. And like it could be contingency plan, might be a backup plan, or in case something goes wrong, or in a budget, the contingency part of that. In real estate, when we say contingency, it means something is contingent on or dependent on something happening or is clearing something. Most common, loan contingency, appraisal contingency, in fact, all the way down to title, disclosures. There's all kinds of contingencies, if you will, in a real estate contract. I think buyers and sellers understanding that is real important to a clear expectation and a good transaction. Now, in competitive markets, it's not uncommon for a buyer to remove certain contingencies. Like you may see buyers say it's not contingent on an appraisal, for example. And a buyer may do that to make their offer seem more appealing to the seller and stand out against other offers from other buyers. And again, you're gonna see this in more of a seller's market or a hot property that's being competed for. Another thing may be you'll get a seller may make it contingent on something on their part. So I've seen where sellers have said it's contingent on them finding a replacement property. Certain markets are tight and the seller's afraid of selling their home if they can't find another home, and they'll hold that out as a contingency. The buyer, in this case, just like the seller, is free to accept or counter out or decline that seller contingency. I'd like to point out to sellers, I get having all these contingencies, and the vast majority in favor of the buyer are frustrating for sellers. I want to not only acknowledge that, but point out to sellers that having these contingencies really helps fuel our strong real estate market. If you think about it, people are paying 3, 4, 5, who knows, 10 times their annual salary on a home. And they need to be able to feel pretty certain that, it checks out and that they're able to go through with their agreement. So this process is time-tested. It's gone through millions of transactions. And as someone who's done over 1,000 of them myself, I can say, all in all, it works pretty darn good. So I get your frustration. Part I'd like to do is help clear up the confusion, and I'm more than happy to speak to any buyer or seller that'd like to learn more about the real estate sales process. Thanks for listening. I hope this helps. Of course, here at the Mike Dunfee Group, we're more than happy to talk to you about the buying and selling process. And also, if you found this video informative or useful, please like it, click it, share it, do all that kind of stuff. Also, if there's some topic you'd like me to cover in the future, please put it in the comment section and I'll do my best to cover it. Again, thanks for listening.